back to part 2 of whatever it was I decided to call this when I was editing. So I have the house alone I'm home alone right now, so no interruptions, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead and take this time, like any teenage guy would when he has the house alone, to film a video. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be throwing windows on this little guy, and throwing a new processor and motherboard into my current computer, and kind of showing you what's up there, and yeah, so let's jump right into it. Alright, so here we are upstairs in the computer room. Just got to do my least favorite thing, which is cleaning up other people's messes. Okay, maybe that's not my least favorite, but I still don't enjoy it. So let's go over what's inside this guy real quick. I talked about it a little in my first system update build, where I actually had this guy right here that I had to move from over there. But that was my Pentium 4, what was it? 610. GT 610, not even GTX, just GT. It's not that cool. So let's go ahead and fire this guy up and see what the boot time is. And then we can use that as a base mark for our new SSD, and then I'll show you how to install everything and get everything up and working. So, ready, set, okay, here we have the motherboard booting up, and there we are. So I've already backed up everything I need to onto my second hard drive in there, which is a 1 terabyte hard drive. So let's go ahead and turn this off and throw in the new stuff and see how it changes. Alright, so now that I've moved this over to my workspace, the first thing I'm going to want to do is take off the side panel. I will be taking off everything here, like both side panels, but for now we only need the front one that I've so beautifully modded. I'm just going to set this over here for now. We're not going to need that for the upgrade. What we do need right now, though, is some RAM, because we're going to be reusing that, because it's the same, just DDR3. This has been lovely spray painted. That beautiful shade of blue that's kind of ugly, actually. I don't really like the way that turned out. But that's pretty much all we're going to need. We don't need the graphics card because it does have integrated graphics. However, we will need this guy right here. And we're going to have to get to him. Let me move this out of the way so it doesn't get squished. By actually taking off the other side panel as well. Let me do this and get out of the camera's way. Hopefully the camera doesn't die, because, you know, that would suck. But there we go. This case does not actually have a lot of room to work with for cable management. Yikes. So I'm actually just going to flip it back over here, and then we're going to just tear this thing apart. have pretty much skeletoned this. Got out the power supply, which was the other thing we needed. Pretty much got all the cables out, all the screws. Only lost one washer for one of the motherboard screws, which is not that big of a deal. We're pretty much done with this for now, until we get to the cable managing. So I'm going to set this over here, right next to the motherboard, which is just chilling in my chair there. So let's go ahead and get into the building. So let me get the things for that, and then, oh hey, this little walker. That's what I needed. Sweet. Okay, so let me get this stuff for that ready, and then I'll be right back again. Okay, so now that I've got everything set up, let's go ahead, come over here, and get all of our parts ready, and then we can jump right in. So first things first, let's open up the motherboard again. Move all this stuff we don't need right now out of the way, just set it aside. Let's pull out the motherboard. I'm just going to go ahead and put everything back in the box and close that up. Now if you don't have a anti-static mat, you can go ahead and just use the box as your thing, so nothing shorts out. But for me, I have a wood table here that I don't care about getting scratched up from all the pins on the back, so I'm going to go ahead and just use that. Open this guy up again, very carefully. Then just set that down. As you can see, there is some curve to that. I think I already mentioned that in my unboxing of this, but you can see it there. So it does actually curve a bit, which is kind of scary, not gonna lie, but oh well. So because I don't have the back plate for this guy yet, for my water cooler, we can go ahead and just use the stock Intel heatsink, which I'm lucky enough that they still include with these ones. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get that guy out, set that over there on the side, and then the packaging about that guy. We're just going to, for tidiness sakes, put that guy in the box again, close it up, and set that aside also. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your CPU processor box thing here and laugh at how it says LOL on the front. I already showed that off in my unboxing. Let's see right there, LOL. Get that back in focus the best I can on the fly. Then you're going to want to look, let's zoom in here, get it in focus again. So you can see right here on this side there's a little gold triangle. Now if you look at the motherboard here, let's turn this so you guys can see a little better. Lots of times on here somewhere it'll have some sort of marking on the actual motherboard itself. I think it's this right here, but that doesn't really matter too much. You can just go ahead and open it and look at the different marks. So right here and right here. Gosh, that's out of focus. Is that zoomed in all the way? Oh well. So right here and right here there's little notches which will line up with the ones here and here on it. That's normally what I use, not the actual little thing on the side. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that guy in there, wiggle it a little to make sure it's in there. I'm just going to go ahead and slide that guy back on and pop. That guy comes off. You can set that aside for now. Along with that, then we can go ahead and throw in the stock heatsink. Now you always want to pull this out of the fan first and undo the first one, maybe more depending on how far away your CPU fan header is. Let's see if I can find mine. I want to say it's this guy right here. Yeah, okay, so my CPU fan's right there. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up and say, okay, I want it to be like, yeah, like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug that guy in right now just to get it out of the way. It doesn't really matter when you plug it in, just that you do, because with lots of motherboards it won't let you boot up unless there's a CPU fan. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this guy on. Push in the pins on all four sides. Okay, and then now that they're all in, I'm just going to go ahead and twist these all to lock them in place. So that's done. Now let's go ahead and throw in some RAM. Whenever you see different colors on the RAM, you know that it pretty much guaranteed supports dual channel. So I'm going to go ahead and install it on the one furthest from the CPU. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back the pins. Or do these ones not move? Those ones don't move. Okay, so pull back the one pin, slide in the RAM, maybe, and then just push it down until it locks in place. And then do the same thing for the other one, making sure you line up the gap here with the pin on your RAM socket. So anyway, we got this all set up now. I've got the RAM in place, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my little SSD here. And while I do this, I'm going to talk a bit about why I'm switching. So I do a lot of video rendering, and 3D modeling, which is very CPU intensive. And that last CPU just wasn't quite cutting it. So I decided to upgrade. Okay, so I'm not sure where that cut off, so I'm just going to start here. So we have everything hooked up, we're posting. We have a red light here by the boot device LED. We've got our CPU fan hooked up in the right spot this time. Everything's working. So let's go ahead and look around the BIOS here. Move this out of the screws a bit. So our CPU temperature is about 27 degrees right now, which is not bad at all. There's a dead spot on the screen. Yikes. Let's see. We don't have any SATA devices. We have 2 sticks of RAM. Okay, the CPU's at 4 gigahertz right now. Alright, everything looks good except I don't see our M.2 SSD in here. Alright guys, so welcome back to my room. I just spent about an hour making food, installing Windows 8 and then installing Windows 10 and installing all the drivers. And anyway, long story short, everything's good, running. I'm back in my room here. And we're gonna put it all together and talk and do some cable managing. I only have like maybe half an hour, maybe at best, probably closer to 20 minutes to finish this up before everyone gets home and I get interrupted. So let's hurry and see if we can make this happen. Okay, so here we go. One of the first things I'm going to want to do is just get all these cables out of the way. That's all the front header stuff and the stuff for the 2 front fans that are right in here and here. I don't know how well you can see that. Let's get a little more light on there if we can. I hope so. Okay, so that's not a lot, but it'll help. So the first thing to note is I actually did not have this on the carpet. Don't put your motherboard on the carpet. The static can short out all this stuff on the back, and that's really bad. So, yeah. One thing I did do is right here in this hard drive case, actually the one that this came in. This is my 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. It works. So I put all my screws in there. so they wouldn't get lost. I actually didn't lose any of them. I found that one washer that I said I lost, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing together. Oh crap. I just realized something, guys. I don't think I got an I/O shield for this motherboard. That could be kind of sucky. Let me check in here. Nope. No I/O shield there, unless they like stuck with one of the manuals like they did with the CD. Nope, that's way too bendy, that's way too bendy. Okay, so I don't have an I/O shield. That sucks a lot. So we're just going to go ahead and pop out this old one that I had so lovely painted. It actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know if I will be able to get one for this. I honestly don't think it matters too terribly much. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in there and hope for the best. I already have the CPU cooler and RAM in there. That's all that I have in there right now though. Okay, it's a lot harder to line up the motherboard standoffs without the I/O shield, but I think I can manage. So, let's see, there's my tools. The first one I always put in is the one that's right here. So I'm going to move this back a bit and zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing a bit better. Alright, then I need to scoot it this way. Alright, so the first one I'll always install is the one right here, the middle furthest away from the I/O shield over here. That way it'll keep it pushed in far enough into the I/O shield, which I don't have right now, because normally those will actually push against you a little bit. So I always put that one in first. Now you don't want to tighten everything totally, but that one is okay to have pretty firm. And then after that, normally I'll do the... Oh wait, no, crap. Cable management has to start first. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take the motherboard back out. Something I don't really want to do because I don't have a lot of time. Because I'll get interrupted pretty soon. So I'm going to move that back out of the way. Not on the carpet. Grab that washer I dropped. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in my power supply first, so I can get some of the basic cable management done first, right out of the whatever. Let's get these cords off. So right now I have all the stuff taken out. It's a semi-modular power supply, so there's 4 things in there. This is the Corsair CX 600M. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in, fan side up, because that's healthiest, or at least that's what everyone says. Yeah, I don't think it really matters that much, but I don't mind having it fan side up, and then there's no stickers here. All the stickers are on the bottom if I do it this way, so it looks nicer. Now that everything's good, all the motherboard screws are screwed in, I can go ahead and connect this 8-pin right now before I forget about it. Always make sure you plug it in the right way. Kind of helps.
a lot. Let's see. It goes in like this. Yep, there we go. I'm going to reach around the back of the case and pull this cable in, or rather out of the main area, so that it has less of a footprint, so you can't see it as much after we're all done. Let's see, what is that doing there? Oh my gosh. Alright, there we go. So that's out of the way enough for now. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 24-pin connector as well, just while I'm here. Okay, it's plugged in. I can tuck that away. It doesn't matter if you bend these too much. I might do something soon in the future to cover this up because all those colors are kind of ugly and everything else is pretty muted in here. So yeah, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my drives. This one's empty. I just can throw that on the bottom there. Next I have my hard drive, and these just slide in on their sleds. They're just little sleds. The blue part here, you just screw them in and then you can slide that in. And then where did I put my SSD? Here it is, hiding way over here, because I was using that when I was installing stuff. Okay, so one important thing to note, if you do decide to drink water or anything during a computer build, make sure it's static-free liquid. Just don't think about that too much and you'll be fine. Okay, so next up we have our fans. I'm going to put those in before we put in our graphics card because The only things we need to put in still are this guy and this guy. So we're going to start with this guy because it's a lot less in the way. If you'll notice here, there are some slots already taken out. There's one taken out here, then two taken out here and here. This is where I had this guy right in here in my last case, but if you look here, that's the wrong card slot type. So I'm actually going to have to take this out. Then we just have this guy. You just make sure this tab is down, then stick it in carefully. Alright, there we go, that tab should snap up by itself. Then just screw this guy in too. Alright, so here we go. Turn everything on. Okay, monitor works. That's good. Okay, so LEDs turn on. Looks like everything's good, and it posts, which is also very good. Oh boy, I'm going to have some color correction to do, because that's blue. It looks kind of purple. Yikes. That's going to be a nightmare. Okay, looks like it's booting up. And there we go. So everything works. That's wonderful. Let's go ahead and log in. Yep, everything's up and running. So there we go. That's how to upgrade your stuff, I guess. Alright guys, so that was my computer upgrade build. My computer upgrade video. Everything is up and running again. I'm glad to see that. The only thing I don't have yet is my all-in-one liquid cooler, which is right here, still on my old motherboard, which is just sitting on the carpet because I don't really care if it dies. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and use that still, or if I'm just going to sell it. I'm not sure yet. But anyways, that's just going to sit there for now. So far I'm happy with this guy. I still need to get some stuff on it and run some benchmarks and see just how much better it is. But I think we'll probably do that in a different... No, I'll have that in this video, I promise. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, the SSD, the new one I got here. This is a SATA 3 SSD. I need a PCIe SSD for the M.2. I feel really stupid about that. But yeah, so that's going to cost a good $30 more than this did to get one of those. Yeah, it'll fit in the socket right, but it just won't work. That's something you need to check before you buy. Okay, so just as a quick wrap up, this is a few days later. So as a quick wrap up to the upgrade video, I promised I'd throw in some comparisons, so here they are. You'll see there's a very, very large performance gap between the two of 701 points. That's pretty massive. Yeah. Overall, that is a 7.8% difference, as you see there, but it's a lot bigger than that. Once you start looking at the different graphics not the graphics scores, but the CPU scores. You'll notice that on my old system, all the graphics scores are higher. And that's because this one I did after overclocking everything as much as I felt comfortable. And this is kind of interesting because if you look at the CPU clock speeds, my old one was running at about 5 gigahertz, and this one's running about 4, and it still outpaces it by around 25%. That's huge. So this is the kind of stuff that I was going for. So once I'm able to add another 25% on the 25% better processor that I already have, I'm definitely interested in seeing what kind of performance differences I'll get there once I get my back plate for my H80i. So yeah, see you guys later. Be good. Peace out.